With more than 79,000 individual franchisees existing in Australia, in a sector boasting close to 1,160 franchise business brands, franchising has never been bigger. So how can it be greater? Well, through ongoing training. Hi, I'm Effie Zahos, and welcome to The Franchise Show. Disharmony in the workplace is certainly not ideal, but definitely not uncommon at times, especially when there's a management change-up. But as Jasmine found out from one Gloria Jean's cafe owner, by investing in training, not only did it increase staff support, but the bottom line as well.
Being the boss should mean having complete control over your business. But according to Sam, when he took over this store, his first challenge was his staff.
Unfortunately, when a new owner takes over, not everyone's happy with how things change. And obviously, you try and change things for the better. Some people leave, some people you got to let go. We started off with about 5 team members. Now we've grown to about 10. The team really lacked a culture, and that's something that we try to build from the ground up. We've got a saying at the back in our storeroom that says that it's not the employer that pays their wages. Employers only handle the money, it's the customer who pays the wages, and that's something that we really believe in, and we want to make sure that our team recognises that our customers come first.
The staff here are so personable. I mean, they always remember my name and my order generally as well.
Most days I get a chance to have a bit of a chat and find out what they're doing, and some of them have been doing exams and that sort of thing, studying for things like that, so yeah, it's always good to have a chat and find out what's happening in their lives.
It's always a really happy and friendly place to come to. They keep me in coffee and I love it.
We're seeing really good growth. Year on year, we're going about 10 to 15%, which is great. We've won a couple of awards regarding our growth. We were a finalist in the Franchise Council of Australia's Single Franchisee of the Year category. And the other award that we've won so far is we came second in Queensland in terms of business performance. And that was awarded to us by our franchise or Gloria Jean's Coffees.
Which is amazing because when we have a look at your history, I mean, you were a graduate from uni.
Yes, that's right. So that's correct. And that's one of the great things about buying into a franchise is that if you don't have the business experience, you've got people there who've done it and who can help you along in the journey. So come weekends, we can average about 1 order every minute. So on a Saturday or a Sunday, we can easily take about 500 orders throughout the day. We have a lot of fun serving our customers. So once you build up a great team and help them throughout the whole learning process, serving customers becomes so much easier for us.
How many cups of coffee have you had this morning?
I've had about 3, Jasmine. And that's when I lost track, yeah. We started in 2014. We were loyal customers of the brand. And then once we decided to look into franchising and different coffee houses, we knew that, Gloria Jean's Coffees was the one to go with. When I was in training, I was 21 years old. Being the youngest, I think, I had to show what I was capable of. I always say you don't need the business experience, but you do need to be passionate about what you're getting into. So as long as you're passionate and you love what you're doing, the business skills you can learn. I'm in charge of pretty much everything that you're required to do to run a coffee house. So from food ordering to ordering all our cups and coffee, to rostering, to, accounts, so the financial side as well.
What about taking out the bin?
Exactly. So that's one of my main jobs here, is taking out the bins and all the heavy lifting with all the big boxes at the back. So just pretty much in charge of everything. But obviously, running a business, you do have everything on your mind, even on your days off.
How do you achieve that work-life balance?
Outside of business, obviously, you got to take up other activities. So, I like working out, maybe hanging out with friends, just anything to get your mind off the business. And that way, I stay fresh as well. If, you don't want to burn yourself out by being here every day. So, and you try and maintain that good work-life balance as much as you can.
So for anyone out there thinking about taking on a franchise, what would be your advice?
I'd say just do it. I'd say have a crack, give it a shot. There's so much to learn. Go in it with an open mind. Realise that it's not going to be an easy journey, but it's going to be one that's definitely worth it. Especially the first 6 to 12 months are the ones that you have to work the hardest. But obviously, if you're part of a great franchise, they support you throughout the process, and it's all about learning as much as you can. Go out there and talk to other franchise owners, listen to their stories, make a big list of questions like I did, and, just learn as much as you can.
After the break, Do you make a perfect loaf of bread every time? It is possible with the right training. Next, we go behind the scenes at one training facility to find out how. You're watching The Franchise Show. Bread, some might think, is just a simple recipe of flour, water and a little yeast. Yet there's a true science that goes into the mix. From season to season, field to field, bread recipes can potentially vary due to a crop's condition, and that's all dependent on the weather. So to help ensure the quality is maintained every bake, we go behind the scenes of a training facility to find out some of the tricks of the trade.
My name's Brad Sturziker, and I'm the Product Development Manager for Manildra Group, based in Sydney. My role involves new product development, technical queries, and working with customers. The Manildra Group prides itself on quality and performance. We're an Australian-owned company that puts profits back into the country, and we work with over 5,000 farmers and support that industry as well. The bulk of our business is flour, and we also sell premix and concentrates to many food producers in Australia and internationally. The Brumbies flour specifically is made to a specification that's worked out between Brumbies and Manildra, and it's sourced from central New South Wales. The Manildra Group has ongoing training with the Brumbies Group, which focuses on theory. First up, we like to go through the theory of bread making, cake making, any troubleshooting we might have in stores. And then we move on to a practical session, which consists of hands-on skills, working through key points we like to emphasise to our franchise owners. The biggest focus for our training would be on bread making. We like to make some of these sessions very hands-on, hands-based, and we also do cake training and cake baking sessions. Given Manildra's ability to source flours and premix materials, we can really drill down on and focus on specific products, such as a sweet range, might be lamingtons, custard tarts, scrolls, that kind of thing. We like to not go too broad in our training and get some skills developed and also some key points taken out of the training sessions.
All our bread products are made scratch baked, so we start with the flour and we scale all our ingredients and we bake those fresh every day. All our sweet products, we use premixes from Manildra to save on time and labour costs. It also helps us in getting a consistent and quality product. Manildra is always available for contact whenever I need any help or support. If I'm having a problem with a product, I have support from both the RFG franchise group and Manildra to diagnose those problems. When a customer comes into a retail outlet, they really expect to be getting a consistent quality product. So if they come in one day, they come in the next day, they expect to be getting the same thing every single time. If we don't start with the correct ingredients, then our end product's not going to end up anywhere near as good.
The Manildra Group feel it's very important to work with our customers, understand the way they work in store, and replicate that process in our test bakery to look at any food trends, not just in the bakery field, but also outside that. Draw on those learnings and push forward any new products that might be first in market for our customers. So it's critical we're using the same equipment to replicate that our products do work in the test bakery, but also work out in the field in franchises. Nothing gets released from our mill unless it's been passed and put through our quality control. We do over 11 analytical tests and test bakes on the product before it's released from the mill and before it goes into a Brumbies bag. No matter whether the customer's in Far North Queensland or Brisbane, they're getting the same flour quality and specification.
What's really important as a franchisee is that you learn the skills of actually running your individual franchise business unit, implementing the system that the franchisor has given you. You've gone off and you've done the initial training, but in that first 6 months of running your business, it's very imperative that you put it into place and learn every skill in and around the daily operation of your business. That's how to close your business, how to open your business, how to run through the traffic flows, your peak times. And if you learn that very, very well, then you know how your business operates. You know what the key drivers are.
No matter where the customer deals with you, whether it's in Sydney, Perth, Brisbane, United Kingdom, New Zealand or wherever, the customer, when they see that brand, they want a consistent customer service experience. Now, to achieve that, you've got to have very solid training right throughout your network, not only to your franchisees, but to their employees as well. So that training is critical and must be ongoing to ensure that the people behind the brand are truly living up to the brand promise.
train up a leadership team with those same skills to run the business as well as you would run it. So therefore it runs as well when you're there or when you're not there. Because the trick to that is if you achieve that leadership team running that store very well, you're able to multi-site. You're able to grow within that brand and grow your empire.
Training is one of the most important things that we offer our franchisees. So franchisees come in for a 5-week training course. It pretty much sets them up to ensure that the success of the business continues going forward.
Initial training is crucial and ongoing training is required where franchisees may struggle with different aspects of the business. We generally will recognise that through our audit process. So franchisees are ready to get into the store and not only know how to run a pizza business as such, but they know what the back of house is required as well.
The most successful franchisees that I see, they're the ones that identify the skills they don't have and either bring in somebody to help them gain those skills or learn the skills, undertake to learn those skills. So the trick is use the franchise system and the training methods that they've got available to you. Identify what skills you actually don't have and set about getting them, either hiring somebody to help you or to actually go to a training and get those skills.
Coming up after the break.
Started looking into it and then thought, well, no, this is pretty exciting. It looked pretty good.
You're watching The Franchise Show. We'll be back shortly. With more than 460,000 people directly employed in our franchising sector, staying up to date with training, it's all part of the job. Now, we meet a quick service franchisee whose sweet approach to business is running rings around the rest.
Hi, my name's Nathan and I'm the owner of Donut King at Grand Central in Toowoomba. We're looking at starting our own business. We thought, oh, well, my background's hospitality. I've worked in restaurants and cafes. Sick of doing the 9 to 5, sick of working for other people. We stumbled across this by accident. It wasn't advertised as a Donut King. Started looking into it and then thought, well, no, this is pretty exciting. It looked pretty good. It was simple, and that was the important thing. It was just easy to do. The legal side of it, or the franchise document and the leasing side, that is always difficult. I don't have a great knowledge base on it, but then because of that, I make sure I have a good solicitor, I have good financial people to tell me and advise me. That's the best way to overcome it. If you don't know, have someone there that can help you with that sort of stuff. My wife is my business partner, so she works in the business alongside myself. Mother-in-law comes down, she'll do a few dishes and help clear tables and stuff like that from time to time. The kids come in, they like to have a bit of a help. So, yeah, we enjoy being a family business. We have flexibility, so we can go out and play together or go and do things together, or we come to work together. So, yeah, no, it's good for that sort of thing, definitely. One of the things that attracted me to Donut King when I found out more about it was that they do have a very good training program. You do initial 5 weeks at the academy at the Gold Coast. We have a very good support system from RFG with online training, so the staff are always doing something on there. When new promotions come up, they've got to do some training for it so they understand the importance and what it is. Whatever we do, we try to support local businesses. We do a lot of work with one of the schools here where my son goes to school. We don't make a big deal out of it, but we just enjoy doing it. If you don't look after your customers, you don't treat them with respect and be pleasant to them and make them feel good, well, there's no reason for them to come to your store. And I'm very big on that. I like to have a bit of a joke with our regulars. It's important because they go then and tell their friends, oh, we're going to go for coffee. Let's go down to Donut King. Nathan always looks after us, you know. We get a good deal there. The staff are fantastic, you know, and that's important. If you don't have that, you don't have a business. The biggest hurdle you're going to have is getting people to understand or know where you are, know what you do. Franchising is great because it's already proven. The franchisors set up the systems. You've bought into that, so you know you're walking in straight away and you don't have to worry about anything. Look at something that will fit what your skill set is, and that's important. Make sure you understand what you're buying and what you're getting into. Make sure you have a good solicitor. Make sure you have a good financial advisor. We've had our hiccups over the time, and without the right advice, we wouldn't still be here. So definitely do your research and make sure you've got your support network ready to go when you first start.
For the latest franchise news and industry information, make sure you visit our website, thefranchiseshow.com.au.
The changing nature of business means that consumers are looking for instant gratification, 24-hour access as well as further customer service. Before you consider changing operational needs to your business, it's important that you consider what impact this will have on your operational costs, including labour, the increase of your insurance premiums, and the safety of your workers. Often when we think about increasing our trading hours, there's a few things to consider. What will be the impact on the safety of my workers? What will be the impact on our labour costs? And also, do my workers have enough training in order to deal with difficult situations which might arise? If you need any assistance with this, you can always contact your industry association, your lawyers, or your trusted business advisor.
Are you considering making the leap into franchising? Discover more about the industry after this break. This is The Franchise Show. At some stage, your business may grow to the point where you need to take on employees. And this is good, but it does bring a new cost, investing in training. Now, some training is mandatory. As an employer, you're legally obliged to make sure your staff are trained to do their jobs safely. Certain industries also require specific training. But you may also need to fund formal training simply to boost your bottom line. Putting together a training budget is a starting point, and there are strategies to control staff training costs. Encourage your employees to build experiences across different roles, and use what's freely available to create quality learning experiences, like mentoring rather than paying professional trainers. Or ask your franchisor about online training that can be completed at your own pace.
So, Melita, can anyone make a Gloria Jean's quality coffee?
Sure. With the right training, brand support and guidance, and of course hours and hours of practice, we can nearly train anybody to be a Gloria Jean's Coffee's barista.
Melita Ferraro is hot on the topic of good coffee.
Let's come on down this end, steam some latte milk and finish off the process for our guests.
She's the drinks innovation and barista trainer for Gloria Jean's, a job that sees her training and supporting countless franchisees and baristas every year.
So come a little closer if you like so you can see. Now, positioning just under the surface, we turn the steam all the way on. Beautiful. All right, keep an eye on the temperature. Turning off, that's it. In the role of head barista trainer, my role revolves around coffee and all things training. So I basically do all the training for the new franchise partners that come in to join Gloria Jean's Coffees, and I also work very closely with our operations trainers around the country.
You train the trainers?
I train the trainers, absolutely. So all things coffee and training to do with the trainers, and then they're the ones that will work very closely with team members and franchise partners.
How important is that ongoing support from the brand?
The brand support and guidance that we offer, as well as all the ongoing training, is vital. Really, investing in your team is a great investment in your business. It helps the team members to continually build their capability, which in turn will grow their confidence as well. So it's a win-win all round.
When operating under a franchise model, not only is the ongoing brand support a huge plus, but having access to industry expertise like Melita is a huge asset.
I've been part of the Gloria Jean's Coffees brand now for 13 years. The first 7 was spent in store as a store manager, been part of the support office for the last 6 years in the role of trainer. So the first 2 years I was based in Brisbane, and then I moved into the head barista trainer role 4 years ago, which is now based in Sydney. And that role has seen me work both internationally and nationally. I've been very fortunate to work quite closely with a lot of our international teams. I've head judged over in our international barista competitions and our local competitions, so our latte art and barista as well. I also travelled to Nice a few years ago as the coach for the Australian Cupping Champion, which was a great event to see the World Coffee Expo and just to see all the different coffee trends and the passion that's out there for this industry on a whole is just amazing. It's just something that continues to grow, and to be a part of it and to continually learn and be able to inspire people and also train people within our company and give that brand support is fantastic. Once more, just to clear out those lines. Now from here, we're going to pour our latte.
The ongoing training that comes through branding is so important because obviously to get the customers back, we are making consistent coffee. For example, this morning to do 63 customers in half an hour can't be done by just an independent, or it has to have that brand training.
Daryl Hamerick runs Gloria Jean's at North Lakes. Not only are they an operating cafe, but a busy drive-through service, meaning quality and quantity is vital.
In Australia, the average customer count is generally 60 per hour. Currently, we are doing between 120 and 140 per hour. which is sensational. This comes about because of the confidence that my staff have in the support we get from our brand, which I don't believe comes from any other source.
My last training was last year at a different store. It boosts my confidence in many ways, and if I'm doing something wrong, then I'll learn for sure that it can be done and corrected. Presentation is definitely important. I think that latte art is the most important thing. If it looks pretty, then the customers are very happy.
So if we pour nice and slow in the centre, there we go. It's there.
Melita, what piece of advice could you offer on making the perfect Gloria Jean's cup of coffee?
Considering there are so many elements that go into making that perfect cup of coffee for us, right through from the beans, the process they go through, the equipment that we use in store, training our baristas and supporting our baristas is really the final piece of the puzzle. So that ongoing support and training for them and the passion that they show when they make that cup of coffee for the guests, including the latte art, a simple thing such as a love heart can be enough to make that guest stay.
Training. It's certainly a fundamental part of any business tracking for greater success. I'm Effie Zahos. Please join us again next week on The Franchise Show for more tips and industry information. We'll see you then.